Aubrey. It is the Dr. Aubrey's anatomy class today, okay? The first 5 things we're going to be learning are the 5 different systems of your body. The first one is the digestive system. This is the system responsible for food and breaking down the food that you eat and therefore pooping out the food. The second system is the respiratory system. This is the air system that brings air into your lungs. The third system is the circulatory system. This is the system that includes your heart, and it is responsible for pumping out all of your blood into your body. The fourth system is called the renal system. This is, another word for renal system is the kidney system, and this is the pee system. This helps you pee out all of your things that you pee out. The fifth system is the liver system. This is the cleaners of the whole entire body. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit more details about all of these systems, okay? Now I know that you have this beautiful apron here to help us remember all the different organs and systems that we're talking about. So now going back to the first system that we're going to learn about is the digestive system. The first part of the digestive system is that you eat your food. So you've eaten something delicious. It's going to go down the first pipe, which is your esophagus. And this is this long pipe right here. Now this esophagus is just responsible for bringing all of the food that you've now eaten into your stomach. Okay? And that's right here, this pink organ. Now it may be a little bit of a different color on your apron, but the esophagus brings it right down into the stomach. Now, after the stomach, the food goes into the intestines. And there's 2 different types of intestines. There's the small intestines and the large intestines. And funnily enough, the small intestines are actually longer than the large intestines. So this orange part is the small intestines. And it has a lot of different little size that it can kind of get all in here. Now, the purpose of the small intestines is that it takes all of the vitamins and nutrients from your food and it sucks it all out so that you can get some vitamins and nutrients from the stuff that you eat. After the small intestines, your food goes into what's called the large intestines, and that's over here. And like I said, the small intestines is actually larger than the large intestines. But the large intestines will suck out all extra water that's in the food that you've now eaten so that you can get a nice turd poop that you poop out, okay? And that's what you poop out from the large intestines. All right, so now the second system, that was the digestive system. Now the second system we're going to talk about is the respiratory system. Now remember, Aubrey, the respiratory system is responsible for air. So now when you breathe in air, you breathe it in similar to the digestive system where you bring it in kind of through your neck and through your mouth. All right, but instead of going down into the esophagus, it's actually going to go down into the trachea. Okay, and you can see it right here. It kind of bifurcates. It bifurcates into 2 different organs, which are called the lungs. These are these purple organs right here. So air comes down through here, and then it goes into these purple organs. And these organs right here, the purple ones, are called the lungs. And they help expand and bring in oxygen so that you can breathe. Okay, that's the respiratory system. Again, the air system. The third system we're going to talk about is the circulatory system. This is mainly the heart. Now you know about the heart. It's right in the middle of your chest and it pumps all the blood throughout all of your entire body. Okay? Now the fourth system we're going to talk about is the renal system or the kidney system. And this is responsible for helping you pee. We already talked about the stuff that's responsible for helping you poop. Remember the esophagus and the stomach, the small intestines, the large intestines, and then poop. Well, now this is pee, okay? So when you drink some water, it goes into the esophagus, goes into the stomach, and excess water, so extra water, is going to go into these 2 little organs right here. And these are called the kidneys, okay? These organs will help separate all the water and any extra nutrients that you need. and any excess water that you don't need is going to go into the bladder. Now, this guy doesn't have a bladder. You have a bladder, and I know that your apron that goes over all the different organs does have a bladder. It should be about right here, okay? And it's a little sac that is similar, to these sacs. But why don't you try and see if you can find your own bladder? And again, that's the sac that helps you pee, and it holds your pee until you're ready to pee. The fifth system is that we're going to go over is the liver. Now, this is Aunt Amy's favorite organ of the entire body. It's actually the biggest internal organ. The biggest organ that you have is actually your skin, which is on the outside, but the biggest inside organ that you have is the liver. This is the coolest organ, in my opinion, and Aunt Amy's opinion, because it does so many things. It cleans your blood. So let's say you take a medicine, let's say you have a headache and you need a little bit of a medicine to help with your headache. You're gonna take it, and the liver is going to take out all of the toxins, all of the bad stuff that was in that medicine, and it's gonna pee it or poop it out. But then the liver is gonna shunt or push all of the good stuff from that medicine into your bloodstream, which we already went through. That's the circulatory system. Remember the heart that pumps? And so it's gonna just pump all the good stuff out through your organs. Another thing that the liver does that's really cool is it actually makes clotting factors. This is the stuff, let's say you scab your hand and it bleeds a little bit. Eventually, that's gonna stop bleeding. And what's responsible for that is the liver. It actually makes some stuff in your blood that will make it clot and make it stick together so that you don't just bleed to death. All right, Aubrey, you have now passed Dr. Aubrey's anatomy class. I'm so excited to see what kinds of things you can learn in the future. Bye-bye, Aubrey.